So this is the next video in our better conversations that we're having across the firm. I'm talking today with Nicola Brant, who is head of our Estates, Tax and Succession Department. Nicola, what do you find are the biggest issues and concerns which clients have when they first come in to talk to you?
So I would say, on the whole, their three main concerns are making sure that their will is up to date, that they've done a will, that the right people are getting the right things at the right time. Often inheritance tax planning, making sure that their family are not paying more inheritance tax than they need to. And the third would be asset protection, making sure that assets don't fall into the wrong hands.
And when you're advising clients with regard to asset protection, particularly parents and grandparents who may be thinking about passing assets on to the next generation or 2 generations down, what sort of things do you talk to clients about, and what are your concerns as a solicitor?
So usually we look at structures like trusts for smaller sums of money, because that's a way of parents or grandparents actually retaining a level of control because they could be the trustees, and then timing when the children or grandchildren can receive those funds from the trust. And we use trusts in wills, or we create trusts in individuals' lifetimes for asset protection purposes. So for larger gifts, we can use corporate structures, which we call family investment companies. But usually you're looking at gifts in excess of £1 million before you're looking at that arrangement.
So there are different structures and different solutions that you can advise clients about. With my family lawyer's hat on, I'm often asked by clients, is there anything that my parents or grandparents can do to gift money to me but make sure that my spouse or future spouse can't make a claim against it? Is there any advice that you can give to clients about that situation?
Well, to be honest, that's where if we're looking with clients who want to make outright gifts to children or grandchildren who are already adults, then often we start to advise the grandparents or the parents that when the recipients of the gifts get married, they ought to have prenuptial agreements.
Absolutely.
That's where we're often referring our clients to you, Joanna.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, Nicola, when you're advising clients, what is perhaps the most challenging conversation to have with them?
Well, it's often making sure that clients don't give away too much too soon.
Yeah.
They're usually motivated, wealthy clients are often motivated by wanting to save inheritance tax and pass on assets to the next generation. But we need to make sure that they're not, they've got enough for themselves for the rest of their lives and the things that they want to do.
Yeah.
So I would say that inheritance tax planning is very definitely a sort of 3-step process. The first stage is getting the right will in place, and often that will include a trust. The second stage is looking for assets that are in your estate that you're not currently taking any benefit from, but could still be suffer inheritance tax if they're not structured in the right way. So we would look at your pensions nomination to make sure that that's as tax efficient as possible. If you have death in service or any insurance policies, making sure that they're written into trust. And sometimes we find that there might be a property in your estate which somebody else is living in, perhaps a parent or a child, and it's going to be taxed as part of your estate. You're not taking any benefit from it. We might as well look to give away that now. And so that's again where we might use a trust structure for asset protection purposes as well.
So it's very much sort of finding the right solution for each family, and each set of circumstances is unique and is going to need a different solution.
Very definitely. There's no one size fits all, and often there are some very simple steps we can take first before we have to get into sort of real complex structures and estate planning. It's just making sure that all the basics have been done first.
Brilliant. That's been really interesting, Nicola. Thank you. If anyone's got any questions or queries, then please contact either Nicola, myself, or anyone in Nicola's team.
Thank you.